So why do we care about a variation in a protein or enzyme called tyrosinase? Well, tyrosinase is the rate-limiting step in the production of melanin. There are many steps to making the pigment melanin. And some of the first are converting a molecule called tyrosine, actually tyrosine, the very amino acid we've learned about and is in our amino acid alphabet, into another molecule called dopa, and from dopa into dopaquinone. Tyrosinase performs this function, but it's pretty slow actually. Compared to all the other steps you need to get melanin, this is the part that takes the longest. So this single nucleotide variation up here, the cytosine to an adenine, the change in amino acid from serine to tyrosine, ironically enough, causes, that's a missense mutation now, which causes tyrosinase to work 40 to 50% slower than it normally does. So if this is true, we would expect to see a decrease in overall melanin because we're going to make it a lot slower. If we have less melanin, we're going to have lighter skin. We have lighter skin, we're going to have more UV rays that are able to get into the cells so that they can stimulate vitamin D production. So this particular mutation will give you lighter skin, whereas this sequence promotes darker skin. Now there are actually several other genes that affect skin pigmentation, and they all have multiple alleles that explain all kinds of intermediate pigmentation as well as red-haired individuals. But this is just one example of how a single nucleotide variation in the coding region causing a missense mutation from a serine to a tyrosine slows the enzyme's function by 40 or 50%, allowing for less pigment in the skin, thus letting more sunlight in to produce vitamin D. Of course, the flip side of this is the more sunlight you let in, the more risk you are for DNA damage. And that's why light-skinned people, when they're in really UV intense regions, are at much higher risk for skin cancer than dark pigmented people. Let's go talk to somebody who knows quite a bit about living in hot, UV-rich equatorial regions.